All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We will call February 19th, 2026 Finance Meeting to order. This time I will yield the floor to Chairman Keller.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everybody. First item on our agenda is consideration of reimbursement request for Main Street, Russellville for the fourth quarter of 2025 in the amount of $15,000. I move we forward item 1 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
Is there any discussion on item 1? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 1 to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Item 1 is forwarded. Item 2 is an appropriation to Russellville EMS Service Fund 10 in the sum of $359,749.42. And this is to purchase EMS service enhancement equipment. I move we forward item 2 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
Is there any discussion on item 2?
So I would like to hear some specifics about it. I have specifics. Yeah.
Mr. Vick, if you would state your name.
I think y'all are sick of me by now. So part of this is some of this equipment is going to give us where that 5th ambulance is fully stocked, fully supplied. So all 5 ambulances are ready in service all the time. So that includes your ultrasound, your vent, and all of those things. The other thing is to replace cardiac monitors or AEDs and then roll the existing AEDs to staff cars. So now staff cars will have those. The other big important part of this is that we're going to start trying to work on carrying blood products on the ground service. It's never been done in Arkansas. We will be the tip of the spear and the pilot program with carrying blood on the ground. So currently, helicopter's the only one. We met with St. Mary's this morning. They're on board with that. And so this will help us to fund that. And hopefully by early fall, we will be carrying blood products in an ambulance. We went back and analyzed last year. There's 49 patients that we know for sure that would have benefited from this service. Even 27% of those being a medical condition, such as a GI bleed or something like that, that we could have made a difference. So, we will probably be the first in Arkansas to provide this service. And so we're really doing it as the tip of the spear to provide data for the Arkansas Department of Health to move forward. So, again, everything like we promised, we want to continue to put the money back into the service to make it better. So.
Chief, will you explain how the blood, that once it starts reaching its shelf life, how that'll be rotated out?
So what we're working on right now is a contract with the Arkansas Blood Institute, and as that blood nears that shelf life, so this cooler will be on the battalion vehicle. When it's needed, it'll be dispatched to that paramedic and the blood hung. But so it can stay unplugged for up to 3 days and maintain all of its capacity. But as it nears its shelf life, we have a contract with Arkansas Blood Institute where they'll come in, exchange that blood out for fresh blood, and then they'll take that to where it can be used immediately. So we'll always maintain a fresh supply on that. So.
Appreciate you guys.
Is there any further discussion on item 2? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 2 to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Item 2 is forwarded. And item 3 is an appropriation from the 2027 Economic Development Fund, number 23, in the sum of $50,000 to be used for economic development with the Woodmont Valley Park project for assistance with infrastructure. I move we forward item 4 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
Any discussion on this? Mr. Mayor, what can you tell us about this?
We've been in conversation with Woodmont for a while, and we were just able to finally get the design from the water and sewer infrastructure. As you guys may have seen, they've announced, Mr. Kirby's here, and he's actually opening Nothing But Cakes, and then you've got Ulta Cosmetics, you've got Jersey Mike's, you've got Mattress Firm, and then you got Smoothie King that'll be coming in out at Valley Park Center. So this will give us better fire suppression in the middle of that parking lot, and I believe Woodmont is planning on potentially bringing in more expansion in that parking lot. So this will help us get a little bit closer to that too. So they, when they were looking at their numbers, they felt like they could use just a little bit of a boost. And so with us having the 2007 Economic Development Fund that is based off generating jobs, and right now I think their number of jobs they're saying not even counting Mr. Kirby's employees, will be 67 jobs that they're going to be adding to the local economy, and plus the retail and sales tax revenue. So,
Is there some, I'm sorry, Chris, go ahead. I was just going to ask Mr. Mayor, is there anybody that, from one of these entities that can describe a little more? In this letter that's attached, it says, this will help deliver meaningful job creation and long-term economic benefit to the community. Is there somebody that can elaborate on that? I know that you're saying there's 67 jobs here, but are they, like, what are the benefits attached to those jobs, things like that I'd like to know more
well,
about?
I don't think, Mr. Grant, who is with Woodmont, they're out of Dallas. He's not able to be here. Engineering-wise, Dave Garza can speak if we need anything on engineering. As far as you're going to have 67 jobs that are going to be there, I think each one of those entities would have to speak on as far as what kind of benefits, because you would have to talk to Ulta, Jersey Mike's, Mattress Firm, and
Are they,
us.
you said some of them are here, right?
Nothing But Cakes, the new owner of Nothing But Cakes, but he's not involved in this. But he's actually, John Kirby is the contractor for the project. Am I correct? Kirby Specialties is a local contractor, and he's the contractor for the actual construction part of it.
Okay.
So I don't know that I could give you any answers of what you're looking, if what I'm understanding.
I mean, I'm hopeful about it, about all of this, and I'm excited about it. I just, when you got an entity that's promising long-term economic benefit and job creation, I'd like to ask a little more about that. But with that said, 67 jobs coming in is by itself a pretty good development, so.
So I got a question. Has this tried to go through the Chamber and the Economic Development Alliance that actually partners with the state to get money based on job creation?
You would have to, Dr. Shellman would have to answer that for me. I know that Dr. Shellman and I have met with the Woodmont group. I don't know that Dr. Shellman, if she actually worked with Clint O'Neill at AEDC or not. I don't know AEDC is more industrial and manufacturing jobs is where AEDC is going to be able to come in and give them some money.
They recently just added the retail to it, from my understanding, but.
I think is that not coming in 20? I thought that was coming in this next session, I hope.
Oh, okay, it's coming out.
Yeah, it's coming, it's coming in this session, so we hope.
Yeah. So obviously I'm not against something like this. My chief concern is this setting precedent for anybody that comes in to say, we are creating jobs, so you should give us money. And I understand they want us to help pay for some infrastructure improvements, but they knew that on the front side of the job as well. So I think that it needs to go through the proper channels to try to get the money versus just coming straight to us and asking for a line item that's interesting, that's exactly $50,000 as well. So I need some more information if I'm going to be comfortable with saying yes on that.
Okay.
When I was previously on the council, when it comes to like utility infrastructure, we spent a significant amount. It was less than this, but similar, for a project that never even got off the ground. So we know that this thing is coming and that they are working. And I'm a little more comfortable in a situation like this where they've already started, digging up and doing the work. But I do understand your concerns in that regard. I think with this specific fund that we're using, we don't have a lot of options with this fund, right? And this is one of those.
I think this is only the
Situations
second
where we can
or
use
first
it.
or second time that we've used it in the last 3
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. So if it meets that criteria, I feel like it's critical enough that we can safely say this is a good project to do.
And Fred, you said this was for water, like the fire part of the project,
Well,
right? Or does it have to be
there's
specific?
water and sewer expansion. There's water and sewer expansion.
Okay.
It will include fire building safety, fire suppression, yes.
Okay.
It'll be in that. Basically, they're going to have to bring in a 6-inch water line over to the middle of that parking area, and then they're going to have to put a sewer lift station in there.
Okay, once that's put in, is it going to be put in such a way that future development can hook into that instead of having to go brand new from?
Mr. Dave, will you come up just a second? Dave Garza from Barrett and Associates can explain what we're going to do. But yes, I think this will actually make it easier for them to expand in a new area of the parking lot. That's one of their goals, is they've got a future expansion that they've got in mind. Dave, can you kind of share that real quick? State your name if you don't mind.
Yes, Mayor. David Garza with Barrett and Associates. So the way it's designed right now, it's designed to come up along the drive of PDQ on that side, and then it turns and goes to the east, to the west, and stops right at the building, and there's a fire hydrant there, and then they get their service. Chick-fil-A is looking at putting a drive-through, expanding their drive-through there, but they're not at the 100% level yet. If they do not put that drive-through, then Woodmont is looking at putting another unit right there, so the water would be right in the perfect position for that building. And then you can, if it needs to go north, you can attach to it. Nothing's going to prohibit it from extending north.
And it'll be, is it, because I'm not an engineer, is it constructed in a way where it's, once it's in there, you dig it up again, and it's right there, you can connect to it, or is there fittings to do that? Because I'm with, I do worry about what about me, because that happens a lot. If we do something one time, then the folks that come behind, it's what about me? I'm all for all of this, but we're the ones that get the what about? You know?
Sure. So Citicorp's going to get an easement, 15-foot easement, 7.5-foot each side, and Citicorp, once it's installed and approved, Citicorp's going to be maintaining and owning the water, which, of course, City Corporation is City of Russellville. So City of Russellville will own the water system with an easement, so anybody could attach to it.
Thank you.
So my question is going to be, what if, when the next restaurant that comes in that has 15 employees, they're going to be in front of us asking for $15,000, I'm concerned. Obviously, I'm on the Alliance board, and I'm definitely pro economic development, but this is setting a bad precedent moving forward for every business that starts a business in this town to come and ask us for money, in my opinion.
I think that, just to piggyback off that, I'm not necessarily opposed to the, I'm not opposed to the proposal just on its face. I mean, I like looking at the numbers, and you're talking about less than $750 per job that we would be investing into this. So I think the numbers from that perspective works out really well. Where I would like us to, whether we go, especially if we go forward, but I think whether we do or not, one thing I would like to do is explore the way that we could potentially use the economic development funds that we have with businesses that are already here for expansion and things that they need to do. I remember, it was before you became mayor, but I know that Chris was on the council with me at that time. I remember a local restaurant who was in town, had just transitioned from a
Trailer to brick and mortar.
Mobile to brick and mortar, and then were told that they were going to have to pay. It was approximately, it may have been less than this, but it was maybe $25,000 that they were going to have to come out of pocket in order to move or to build a water line similar to this to their establishment. And the city at that time said that, well, there's nothing that we can do. We can't help them. And I want to attract new business to come here. I want to attract new opportunities for our community. But I also want to level a playing field a little bit so that those businesses that are already in our community, that are already here and have been for a long time, can benefit from economic development funds that through the city in the same way that someone just coming off the interstate can. I think that would be something that would not only spur economic development, but it would spur it locally. And I think that would be something that we should look into moving forward.
I know we pushed this to the full council already.
No, we haven't.
We have not?
No.
Okay,
We just made the motion so that we can have discussion.
okay.
Now, Mr. Keller, I think the way Fund 23 reads, I think you could be able to use that for job expansion because it simply reads if it creates jobs. So, I mean, it's the will of the it's the will of the council that if they want to use Fund 23 for a local entity that wants to do that, I don't think there is any, Mr. Smith, is there any legalities against that due to the fact that I think it reads creates new jobs. I don't think it says creates new brick and mortar, but
I mean, you still have the whole, it has to be something that's a public type improvement, but it has to, the wording of it is for the creation of private sector job opportunities and stimulate the local economy. That's the two in the
Okay.
2007, but you still have the other stuff, and it can't be something that goes to pay on somebody's private property.
okay.
So, Mr. Keller, are you suggesting that Finance Committee or City or both comes up with a procedure?
What I think would
That would-
be
framework?
beneficial, yeah, I'm sorry, didn't mean to jump in there. But what I think would be beneficial for us is to come up with some sort of framework to potentially have, small business development grants for, that could be used in a manner that would be, in line with the way that the fund is set up, or even with our other funds if those are available as well, and have a grant cycle for local businesses to be able to come in, and saying if it meets this criteria, this is something that would be considered as a project. Now I know that it would be creating a system that would run to do that, and that in itself would take some work. But I think it's something worth exploring to make sure that our local businesses know that this is something that could help them as they're being successful to be even more successful right here in our community.
Mayor, may I?
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to add one thing. You keep in mind that this is Woodmont. Woodmont owns the entire shopping center. So this is an additional 60, 65 jobs on top of the 100 or 150 they currently have. So you're expanding that to close to 200, just to have a full perspective of what we're looking at.
Yeah, but I think you can, in that sense, you're comparing apples and oranges because those 100, 150, 200, they're already here, whether this would happen or not.
Yeah.
It's
You
just,
know.
it's an expansion, just like ConAgra would expand an extra line, you get
Yep.
60 more.
So, like Chris said, can we reach out to the Alliance? Can we reach out to ADC to see if they have any funds that they could do, and then if not, come back to it? Because to me, it is an investment that can help us long-term, but I don't mind looking at other options before we do it.
I don't mind doing that, but I'm 99% sure that there's no economic
way.
development for retail at this point in time through AEDC.
The only
Now,
reason
that
I'm
is
not
on
against
that is
it,
on the agenda that we hope that we get that passed this year, so.
well, I mean, the reason I think it could be considered, though, at least, is this is going to bring in new opportunities. This is more of an investment to me than just giving money, because more people can come and use this in the future, so.
I mean, it's however, yeah, go ahead.
I was just asking a procedural question.
Maybe we table this until we get, I would like to,
You got either voted on, you
I
got
move,
voted up or down.
I move to rescind my motion.
Okay.
If there's a second on rescinding the motion to forward it to council? which would-
second.
Okay. All those in favor of the rescension of the motion, say aye. All those
Aye.
opposed? Okay,
We need a roll call
so
on that.
I guess we need, yeah.
Do it. 3-1. 3-1, okay, 3-1.
I'll make a motion to push this to the full council with no recommendation.
Second. Is there any discussion on the motion to forward to full council with no recommendation? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 3 to the full council with no recommendation, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Item 3 is forwarded. Mayor, that's the last item on our agenda.
All right. we will adjourn and we'll reconvene at 6 PM for a full council meeting.